I'm hitting the record button.
Okay.
I'm checking that it's recording. I'm looking at all the volume levels, and they seem normal. So that's pretty good. And I'll insert the intro and shit, but
Cool.
When you come to TGI
Wednesdays.
it's going to be great. Why? It's
Wednesdays.
passion. We're compulsively preoccupied with the notion that we have to guarantee every day, every time, that it's
Wednesdays.
going to be great. Guaranteed.
All right. So this is Kaduki, and welcome back to TGI Wednesdays for your fourth game week. And joining me, as not always, but that's always a special occasion when he does, Lord Blurblord, Brain Lord.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back in the studio.
All right. So hopefully all of the technical shenanigans are working and not being shenanigans.
Yeah, I got to see your video. I noticed that little tattooed man tucked away there. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Made me laugh seeing him.
I mean, if anybody knows why he's there or what he's doing or what the backstory of that dude is,
Send us an email.
Send us an email at kanukivision@tgiwednesdays.com. That's not an email address, but I'll now have to create it. Yeah, I found that image in digging through some of the sort of the Blood Bowl 2 client graphics for teams, and it's there, and there's other weird things in there as well. Anyway, I guess we should not dwell on that so much as the fact that it is TGI Wednesday. This should Happy Wednesday. This should not take 6 or 7 hours, but hopefully, just going to check that we're recording again.
It's a good one.
Yeah, we're recording. It's all good.
Oh, fantastic.
Excellent. Yeah, so we're going to get into it. It's been another fun week for our teams who are competing in the Training Grounds I. And we can see the results now. We had a 2-0 win of Ambitank's Rebels Official Zoo over the Wabeasts in what will be known as the Battle of the Animals, or the Battle of the Animals and the Beasts. And then we had another 2-0 win of... Oh,
can you hear that?
who let the dogs out?
I'm going to shut my window.
The Britannians taking perhaps a surprise 2-0 win over Octo Chicken's IKEA. So that was Seba Bear's Britannians. And then lastly, we had a 1-0 draw between the Ramping Up Elves of Mirtsumsve, or Jolidata, versus
Mr. Zimsv.
Mr. Zimsv, however you prefer, against the Necromantics of Rugbart. So we'll get into those results and go through some game summaries. And at some points, I'll try to interject and show you a few of my specially prepared segments. And let's get into it with the game summaries. So we'll go in and check out. First, we have Rebels Official Zoo versus the Wabeasts. How's that looking for y'all?
That looks lovely, and that's this is my main takeaways from this game as well, I think.
Yeah. So, of course, we had animal on animal action. It was great to see, especially all of the cornucopia. What would you call it? What is a collection of various...
A menagerie?
A menagerie, yes. A whole menagerie of various animals beating on each other rather extensively. And we had also some gobbo on gobbo action occasionally with both of course, the underworld having their gobbos, but also the Wabeasts sporting, Banana Slug, the gobbo of the orcs as well.
Yeah, I was just couldn't remember his name. I think that Banana Slug sounds right.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, he took the field definitely in the second half at least.
Yeah. And so that we have some interesting. And then especially, I quite liked, I pointed this out in the Discord, that we had the Bearlander, there can be only one, because both teams among their menagerie sport a bear player, one being the Underworld Thrower, I believe, and the other is the Tackle Blitzer from the Orcs. And of the 5 blocks that the Thrower took, 4 were against his opposite number, the Blitzer from the Orcs. I think
that's like an incredible emergent rivalry.
It
I
is.
really love that.
I think 2 had to be re-rolled, and only 1 was successful. And so, the whole idea of him trying to eliminate his rival and namesake was quite a nice idea.
There was a lot of reroll blocks in this game in general, which I mean is training grounds you hear for SVP, so it makes sense. But yeah, there was some lots of reroll blocks.
There was, and. I think, what we saw in terms of the actual game were some craziness in a way, that the Underworld were nearly pitch cleared in both halves, and yet managed to score in both halves by retrieving the ball.
Quite comfortably, I'd say, and especially that first half. I think they were literally down to 3 guys at the end.
Yeah,
but there was no way they weren't going to score.
Yeah,
it was interesting stuff.
And I think I didn't want to give Bomber. I think he's had it probably 3 out of the 4, or even 4 out of the 4.
And yeah, there were some good bombs.
There were some good bombs. I mean, I would have given it to him again, but I was just like, no, I'm sorry, you're not getting winner of the week for the 4th time in a row. But I had to do it. I had to give the win of the week to the Skaven Blitzers, but we'll get to that in a bit, because Clawpaw were definitely doing things in this game. Totally removed.
There was a lot of piling on going on.
Yeah,
loved it.
And that was maybe expectedly effective, but it was certainly being effective. And then,
also effective with that 1 dice. It was a turn 1 first action for the Wild Beast. It's like 1 dice that troll.
Yeah.
Reroll it, and has no regen. Massively paid off.
And then I think Ambitank posted in the Discord that the troll was 100% successful in his actions, because he was first turn removed. But I had to retort that he did not fail his regen, or he did not succeed his regen. So, so he was not 100%. But yeah, that was quite a move. We will go in and check out what I think was, for me, this is going to be a first on TGI Wednesdays, being the 2nd week. We have both the well played of the week and the denial of the day in the same action. And this comes from, first, the bomb to take down the ball carrier from the Orcs.
Good. I'm glad this is the. I was hoping this would be the clip.
This is quite good. And then following that, the snaked pickup and basically yo-yo jumble of the ball. So let's take a look. Wait, are you seeing this? No.
I'm not seeing this.
All right, well, let's not take a look. All right, let's try this again.
Let's just imagine it.
Let's Oh, I know what's the problem. Yep, I'm gonna have to turn that off. Now I can try this. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. I'm seeing this.
All right, I'll edit that out.
Thanks, Croxarade, for bringing us this.
So I actually had to look up the rules on that to understand why there was a turnover.
Yeah, because it's inconsistent, isn't it? Certain actions can allow for that to work, and certain can't.
Exactly. So first I thought it was because there was the reroll. Like on I think it was the first.
The Black Orc catch, which I
Yeah.
like that. At first, I thought looks like a 5+, but
It's a
that's
5+.
actually a good reroll.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And then I seriously had to go and dig out the rules, but it was because a failed catch is not an automatic turnover, but a failed pickup is. So already by the time the thrower had snaked the pickup, it was it was going to be a turnover no matter what.
But if it had been a pass, it could have done all those bounces, and that wouldn't have been a turnover.
Yeah. So it's a weird Blood Bowl thing where it's just things doing things.
Which is because the reroll that he took, actually that happens after his turn has effectively ended, which is weird. You can't normally take rerolls outside of your own turn.
Because that's what I initially assumed, was that it was, okay, if he hadn't rerolled that, it was the failed reroll that triggered the turnover. But actually, it wasn't. It had already, it had already turned over from the start from that snake on the pickup, and it was just scatter ball after that. But yeah, that was fantastic. And now we can go back.
Got a good record for multiple bounces on scatters here.
Yeah, we do. We have
TGI Wednesdays.
And both with the Underworld featuring, although I think it was Bear, at least. Yeah, one of the
He was one of the two.
One of the Underworld throwers who was involved in that crazy back and forth scatter. And then I had to give the derp of the week to someone, and there was definitely a case for giving it to some of the Agi 5 players from the third game, both between Rugbart and not Agi 5, but at least the plus Agi players. Rugbart's, actually both of his wolves were stumbling all over the place, and then there's an Agi plus lineman, an Agi 5 lineman from Mertzum Sve, who also I think failed an important pass or catch, and also some important dodges out. But in the end, I had to give it to Wombat, the troll from Cthulhu Collector's Wa Beasts, just for his spectacular being really stupid, especially in the second half. And let's see if I can do some things here. We almost had that twice. That would have been too many times.
I guess because it's the training grounds, you want to get your troll to do stuff because it's your chance. But it really showcases how atrocious they can be at times when you're doing stuff with them as much as they are.
Yeah.
And he was a disgrace.
So maybe it was better that I think it was Penguin, who is Ambitank's troll, the Underworld troll. Maybe it was better.
One and done.
Yeah, he was just one and done. Exactly. He was removed even before he had a chance to enter the competition to be the derp of the day.
Yeah, I think it's leave with honor, basically. Yep.
So we'll, I guess, move on if I could actually figure out any of my technicalities here, and look at the second round of the day, which was the Britannians of Sebabear against IKEA's, and that would be Octo Chickens Norse. And as you'd expect, this is more sort of AV7-ish violence on violence type shenanigans. And Zug was a pretty big player overall in this game. Did you manage to have a look at any of the highlights from this one?
Actually, on your recommendation, did my homework. I watched the second half of this game.
Yeah.
Which got increasingly ridiculous as it went on, I think.
Yeah. I would say Zug was, especially with, okay, he's got block, he's strength 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He's just like an ogre or a black ogre. He's a weird guy.
He's a great star player if he works, and he was. And Bear was absolutely trusting in Zug, especially he was taking blitzes with him, he was taking first action blocks. So luckily didn't take any of the the dice that would cause that to be a big issue. But of course with block you're not likely to be taking any major.
It's pretty safe as loner first actions go.
Yeah, absolutely. And then piling on for the Norse especially, really not working, especially in the first half. And then, so what we saw in terms of overall in the game, there was some very silliness that could have been one of the plays of the game. The Norse managed to sack the ball, but the Bretts recover by using Zug again, and basically pushing the player, I think it was one of the Ulfs, into the ball, scattering it, and it bounces backwards into what Brett players have the catch skill? Is it the blitzers?
The blitzers, yeah.
Yeah, the blitzers. So into one of the blitzers who just catches it on a 6+ or whatever, or on a 6, and just,
of course.
Yeah, there you go. Moving on. But I think, overall, the more interesting half of the game was in the second half. And for that, we will have to go to, technicalities. Oh, wait, I haven't even set it up. No.
You need a little jingle to play while you do these quick little transitions.
I'll edit this in later. Brain Lord's brain teaser. I'm going to be up all night. So we'll jump into the replay.
Cool.
And we'll check out. Let's just see about
Brain Lord's brain teaser.
That sounds good.
little web file for you guys at home.
We'll check out what happens in the second half after the Bretts get a blitz on the Norse drive.
Love this Norse kickoff formation, by the way. The classic.
It's very flat. But this is the problem of recapping this division is like you'd like to be able to criticize or at least give some.
But like for training grounds, that's actually quite a good formation, right? Yeah. You should be awarding the wins on like who gets the most SPP. That's what they're really after.
Smash everything. All right, so we'll just jump through.
This is how I watched the first half as well. Does the ball go down twice? Yeah, it's down there, and I think it gets down again as well. But
the ball goes down. Wait, this is the play I was talking about earlier. So, what? It gets blitzed with the Ulf.
Good old strength 4.
Yeah. Push into POW. And then straight back with Zug after a few. This isn't the play we're even supposed to be analyzing.
This is just a bonus. The Norse are a fun team to watch, man. Even when they're like getting battered or whatever, it's just good.
And so Zug comes along, pows scatter. Doesn't even pow the Elf. He just pushes him, but the ball still scatters straight into the hands.
And that is a 6, but he needed a 6 as well.
Yeah. Oh, he only needed a 4+, so that's not so bad.
It's minus 2, isn't it? There, or is it?
Yeah, it was a 4.
Using 2 tackle zones, 2 4+, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still nicely done.
He failed the first one, but he got the second one with the catch skill. Yeah.
catch paying off.
And then, yeah, the Brett's just doing silliness. Okay, so they go on to score first half. But then it's the critical analysis, the Brain Lord's brain teaser that we want to see was from, well...
This is part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll just go back here. So the Brett's set up a bit back.
I think if you set up like this, you will always get a blitz. If you're,
Of course. You're like,
that's how it works.
I don't want to get punched in the face. Oh, I have the chance to punch someone in the face.
It's like a cheat code, I think. Yeah.
And the ball is deep, but the Bretts are still able to put some pressure on both sides because there wasn't so much spread, as you mentioned, with the Norse being in a conga line.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
So when you said like check this blitz out, I thought it was going to be the other way around. The Bretts were going to get punished for like just parting like the Red Sea or whatever on this blitz action. But it works out.
But I'm not sure which coach to have issue with more, because basically for the next two turns, both of them completely ignore the ball.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's like if someone get distracted by like a one dice surf that like
Possibly, yeah, or just like I'm more likely to get SPP from doing damage on line of scrimmage hits, and who cares about the ball?
Which is kind of the actual objective. It's hard to review these games in that way.
It is really hard to be fair and review them as if it was a normal game. So the ball goes quite deep. And then the Norse start doing line of scrimmage hits.
With a Yeti, no less.
Before even marking the ball or attempting to pick up.
I'm like, yeah, he's got 3 players, but they're just piling in. Let's go for Zach.
More.
One dice.
And one dice, no less, yeah.
Which, I mean, it is very Norse, so it's both...
Well, yeah, both teams are not
more
exactly
appropriate.
immune to the one dice blocks.
But look at this, the center of the pitch is just completely empty.
Yeah, and so it's really, yes, both in terms of there's a line across the middle where all the action is, and then both sides trying to get the surf here.
I think this is because he uses the reroll there.
Yeah, and then he fails to dodge out, I believe, on the next.
And I feel like he might have gone for the ball if he didn't fail it.
Maybe he would have gone for the ball. But also here on the next move, you've got a 3+ dodge out on the right side for Thibaut to get around and possibly mark the ball, or a 3+ dodge out for Guy to at least mark Mr. Hudestad, the shelf. Blodge.
He's a lovely guy.
He is a great
runner.
Yeah.
Runners are always the fun players on Norse, I think.
So we have a mark on the ball, and we're gonna have a potential sack. So finally, it looks like we're going after the ball. Unsuccessful there. And then he does do the 3+, gets around and marks Italy. So, does the pickup. And so now, what are you expecting now that being one up, Sebabear with the Bretts have recovered the ball, and it's a development style league?
Yeah, right? Like
brain teaser.
You would just. Do you stall here? When you're 1-0 up in a development league and you've just nicked the ball off your opponents. And it's even on like a guy he wants to score on, right? Like a fairly fresh blitzer.
Or would you stall for turn 16?
I think there's some quite ballsy stalls he does. That, I mean, they're not super successful even a lot of the time, but like stalling with like 2 guys, 3 guys.
Yeah. And I think he gets the ball free on the next turn and still stalls it out and gets sacked again the subsequent turn.
I think that's right. There's a lot goes on. This, like you say, this is actually pretty exciting stuff, but also kind of ridiculous.
It is. I mean, I think, yeah, here's a failed dodge. You would probably only only see this in Development League, likely.
The amount of 3+ dodges and like dauntless rolls and stuff that are going on. But it's like you can't get SPP from failing a 3+ dodge. You can just die. They're not getting the amount of blocks in they want to do because they're just endlessly screening each other off.
So yeah, it gets a bit silly here, and then we'll play it one more turn forward.
There's a bit where he.
He fails this dodge out.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So it wasn't a sack; it was just a failed dodge out. But he had already burned the reroll, dodging the dauntless.
There's so many 3+ dodges in this game. Makes me feel ill.
as an elf coach.
Yeah. It's like a once a season sort of thing, right?
Yeah. But lots of nice violence. But eventually, not to spoil it, but the Bretts do get the ball over the line in the end, despite all these shenanigans.
Even a handoff in the end zone, I think, to finish it all off, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe
there's
so.
There's some nice little bits. There's a bit where he manages to that's the key bit, isn't it?
Snake, yeah.
I think when that happens, that's like, right, yeah, this is the Brett's game now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he managed to stall out with like 3 guys just by like pincering the runner in, but there's one little square and he gets down and sacks the ball or whatever. But yeah, this was cool, it was nice, but it's ridiculous as well. And it's like, I'm not sure either coach would have played it like this
in a normal league, yeah. And I think it's fair to say, I mean, the dice were not kind to Octo Chicken
Snake,
overall.
for example, is
it's
grim.
And
the piling on, like you say, was not too good.
The piling on didn't work, and there were a lot of the removal dice were not good. There were a lot of snakes here and there, and so
a lot of wild animals.
Yeah. So overall, an entertaining game, I would say, but
definitely
not maybe one that maybe even either coach will want to relive in terms of their personal highlight reels.
They'll be fast forwarding through this part of the recap, no doubt.
Yeah. All right, so let's go into the final game of the week, which was the Ramping Up Elves versus the Necromantics. And we have, of course, Murtzumsve Joladata against and his Ramping Up Elves. I guess they were playing at home in their stadium.
In stadium. I'm getting really into this team's general aesthetic now.
It's quite good, as you said. I mean, it was a sort of a throwaway comment in the first pre-cap that this team was made in 5 minutes. Okay, I need a team of elves for ramp up. I'll call them Ramping Up Elves.
Yes, the very first thing that comes in. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I will give them all default names. I need a stadium name. We'll call it Stadium. And everything will be no caps at just lowercase.
Sign up was closing in like 30 seconds. Didn't have time to hold down shift.
No. Hammer that down. Anyway, in terms of what this looked like in... we had an interesting first half where we ended up with a zombie ball carrier by accident after a sack on the white, I think, was carrying the ball for the first bit for the Necromantics, the Necro. And then a literal conga line of elves across the line of scrimmage, just shutting down the first drive for the Necro. There was a chance on turn 8 for the plus Agi Prometheum. What is it? Saver Prometheum? The wolf.
I can never remember which is which these days. One of them's dead. They all have mighty blow.
They all have mighty blow. But the new one, Xenon, doesn't have block yet, which played.
Too busy rolling mighty blow.
Exactly, yeah. But it did play an issue a few times during the game. But yeah, he tried to push his way through with a blitz and some dodges and failed that, and then got himself surfed, which was, yeah, it was a thing. You don't hate to see Mighty Blow Wolves getting surfed off the pitch by elves.
Yeah, it's a fairly popular hit. Yeah, it's one for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was the first half. And in the second, we had, I think it was about turn 13 by the time the High Elves got the ball over the line. Again, it's a development league. They are not really worried about the counter score for
yeah, absolutely.
the
Nothing
last
wrong
4
with scoring
turns.
early.
Yeah, so the Necro were able to take the ball back and get the ball back with.
Was it the Mighty Blow Wolf that scored in the end? I can't.
It was the plus agi, and I thought initially the reason he was carrying on the white. I can't remember. It was
That's a very training grounds sort of move, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he was in the first half. He was trying to probably get the white, his fresh white, not the blodge white, leveled maybe.
He did get the MVP though, so it worked out.
There you go. Exactly.
Sorry, am I stealing your script here?
That's fine. That's why I leak these things to you in the beginning.
Sorry, you can see there he is.
So
A happy moment.
yeah, that was a fun game. You couldn't really, again, in a training grounds type division, you can't really fault much of the play from either coach. You know, focusing on, again, more damage than trying to absolutely go out and win the game.
Yeah, if anything, I would have expected more nonsense vanity pass, especially from the High Elves, right? Chuck it around a bit, guys.
True a bit. True that.
Yeah, that one guy, the Agi 5 guy, was tossing it around a bit, looking at the stats.
Yeah, but neither of the Agi 5, as I said, the Agi 5 players were rather disappointing, and we had, I think there was a one turn where both, on the previous turn, the plus Agi Wolf had snaked a dodge out, and then the subsequent turn, the fresh Wolf had also then blown a reroll, failing a dodge. So they're definitely
a lot of early rerolls in these games in general, which I think is totally fine. Yeah. But notable the difference in training grounds versus things. Yeah, I'm just gonna reroll the very first thing that goes wrong. Why not? I'm allowed.
Exactly. And so then I guess we just take a look at the team, shall we?
Absolutely, I'd love to. It's been a couple of weeks for me.
Yeah. So not, despite going for development, actually rather few actual level ups this week. But let's take a look in order. Cthulhu Collector definitely starting to coalesce as an orc team, getting a solid amount of guard.
And Mighty Blow. No, he's going quite heavy on the Mighty Blow.
Yeah, and he did mention that to me, that was his focus in order to try to get some removals. It hasn't really worked out, as we've seen, and he was facing Claw this week, so he was actually...
He got 3 or 4, I think, in that game. They're coming.
Yeah,
I think it makes sense to go for the Mighty Blow. And it's no longer like it's okay to take this into Div 4 now. This team, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's looking
fine.
Quite solid.
7 block, 3 guard, a couple of tackle, 3 Mighty Blow. It is now fine.
Yeah, the only thing you'd like, of course, would be block on the other 2 Black Orcs, but...
Yeah, although Goose is close. That last game, big objective, get Goose that vanity pass.
Yeah, and then Loon had, a few chances to actually pick up the ball. Whether he would have done anything with it after that, who knows?
Actually, was it good? Because he appoed like a badly hurt really early, and I think it might have been Goose. So I think he's wanting that level. He knows it's here to be taken.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the one he'll try to get a level on. Well, we're still in the Blood Bowl 2016 rules where orc vanity passes are a thing.
Black Orcs don't have dying skills.
Yeah, but I'm a bit surprised that the thrower, I know he was a late replacement in the 5E season at some point near the end.
That was the same, like the one development player was a thrower who died.
Yeah.
This team's had a tough time of it.
It has. But Wombat,
Also, do you know what a Gramlop is? Is that a? That's,
that was
it's up on
a
Wikipedia.
that was an
Did you go through this last week?
that was an error. I believe he mentioned that he accidentally took the default name instead. Instead of
Inspired by the ramping up elves.
yeah. So we'll just imagine that a Gramlop is some Tasmanian rodent of some sort.
I reckon Gramlop's like an amphibian, something
Yeah.
a bit squidgy for me.
Okay. And we do have a level up from Norbo the Lineman on, we see that here, on Octochicken's Norse IKEA team here.
Could be another day play. Norse lineman normals are a real... There's not a lot, is there? You can't take tackle on all of them, but there's nothing else to take.
No, if it's not a double, of course, for guard, then tackle. He's already got the one dirty player.
Yeah, might prefer a second dirty player over a second tackle.
Possibly.
I mean, you see people take shadowing on these guys, man. There's nothing to take.
Yeah, this is the problem with this level of development. You almost don't want them to get further than where they start.
They completely, just rookies. They're already good. Right?
Good out of the box. But overall, I mean, he's missing packs for the last round as well as Ektorp, the dirty player.
Just MNGs, right? There's no niggles.
Just MNG, yeah, there's no worries there.
That's all fine.
But Pax and Kivik, the two killer berserkers, have been doing the damage. And but as we've said already, probably right back to the beginning of the precap, the Ulfs are the ones that the Poang is definitely lacking behind, still stuck on 5 SPP.
And you can see why. I mean, it is so hard to justify doing anything with this blockless frenzy Edge 2 guy.
Yeah.
It's like even in the perfect place to do this, it's still very hard to get an SPP.
You're just hoping for another MVP on the guy.
Yeah, I think that really is your best bet, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, Poang, it's the primo name there of all those things. the Poang chair. I don't think I knew someone who didn't own a Poang chair throughout the 2000s.
Absolutely. And it also makes a nice sound as you Poang the player off the pitch.
It's a great word as well, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
And really, he should get a random Kaz at some point with Strength
It will eventually happen.
Yeah. Ambi Tank, also a very strong looking team. Wow. 14 players. Yeah. You've got block on everybody in terms of the top 7.
Which, including the trail means that's pretty great.
That's fabulous, yeah. And the only perm is the strength bust on Skaven Blitzer.
The edge bust, yeah. The fact that he's leveling them up evenly is really nice, because often you have one really good one and then one with like guard who just sucks.
Yeah.
So I think this is fine because this one can bring it. Obviously, you do want some guard on the team, and it is sad that he doesn't have any, but
yeah. And Pig is 2 away from. Oh, I did do my winners of the week. I have to jump that in.
Oh no! Let's
just
edit it.
Do that now. I'll pretend that done. Here we go.
Editing.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, both Pig and Hippopotamus coming up big with their Clawpalm this week.
It was a good game for Claw. I think Underworld Skaven Blitzers pile on basically more than anybody anyway, and in Training Grounds, they just always pile on. So, great game for piling on in that sense.
Why not?
And it's working out, isn't it? I mean, look at 49 SPP.
Exactly.
It's not bad, is it?
That's not bad. He's 2
it's not
SPP
bad.
away from, I guess he's getting tackled next, obviously.
Yeah, you'd think so. And then he's like, yeah, he's good. He's on do whatever he wants after that.
Yeah.
Pick up pass block.
Jumping up for if he gets a double.
Yeah, I'd think so. But yeah, he can do whatever he likes.
Yeah.
He's been great. He can retire.
And then
Job done,
just a dump load of gobos to get munched or get 2 heads if they survive 2 of the first level.
I do like the big hand. I mean, he did pick up in a tackle zone, I think, in this game. So I do like the big hand goblin. That's where he can shine.
Is there a big hand goblin?
I think he's not on this team, but you often get one.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Charging, yeah. So yeah, it would have come in handy that time. But
Yeah.
I do really like a diving tackle. You've got diving tackle on the ball. Had to force an orc pass at the end. So
Yeah, diving tackle on
all
one,
level.
and then and then if you get, especially if you get strength up, you can go with the horns. That's quite nice.
Yes, big fan of that.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, and we have Rugbart's Necromantics, and we did have a level up from these guys. Nope, nothing this week.
Looks pretty much like it's been looking.
Yeah, so we're very close with thorium film, and also pretty close with plutonium earth, the flesh golem. And yeah, they're getting much closer together, the 2 mummies after that. Did he have 2 MVPs consecutively on Curia Memories? I can't quite remember.
I can probably check that out. He wasn't the MVP this game, I can tell you that much. Then the game that I didn't see, Curia Memories was MVP that one, and no, Saber from Ethium got the MVP the one before.
Okay, but anyway,
So he's just been leveling up. Yeah, he's gone.
yeah, starting to definitely catch up with Plutonium Earth, who ran away with the 2 early touchdowns.
I love
Yeah.
We'll never forget that. So he got a Kazan MVP, and he's back in there. And I mean, yeah, they'll get guard eventually, but they just with block, they're already fine.
Yeah, and then Saber Proethium, of course, running away in development with the plus agi and all of the skills. But of course, Xenon, like a wolf, has been catching up with a couple of touchdowns.
I assume he'll be prioritized in the final game.
Yeah.
Well, I did notice the Blodge Guard White. One away, he took a vanity pass last game. Probably we could see another one.
Yeah.
Get him onto. I don't know what you'd say, tackle probably, or mighty blow quite possibly.
Yeah, that was the one question I had at the end of the game this week that I think it was probably a handoff and a GFI to get thorium film into the last touchdown.
Man, look at that MVP rate. Wowee.
Yeah,
5 MVP in 15
MVPs.
games.
That's 1 in 3. That's not bad.
That's a glory hug. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all right.
He doesn't need to get the extra touchdowns then. He just gets,
He's
gets another
got his own
MVP.
source of MVP.
But yeah, a vanity pass for him will take care of him. But I thought there was a chance anyway to get him the last touchdown on turn 16. But instead he came in and gave the assist to get a 3-die block with one of the flesh columns, which was fine. Trying to look for a bit of development on the flesh columns as well.
I guess, it's going to be harder to get 2 SCP on a flesh golem than it is to get 1 SCP on a white, I suppose, isn't it? So,
Yeah, true enough.
fair play.
All right. Murtzumsve and the High Elves, and they did have nothing in terms of development this week.
Ooh, cool.
Cool. And they're still...
Yeah, that Agi Lyman, he's racking them up, but he's still got a way to go.
Yep. AB7, the bust there on...
He's a pro elf catcher now.
He is a pro elf catcher.
Welcome
To the cut. Or the thrower.
Welcome to the union.
Welcome to the union. Yeah. With a couple of decent catchers, but nothing special. The blitzers still need... The second one's 3 SPP away from... again... Sidestep or tackle?
Mighty blow, if you get it. I don't know. You already got
Yeah.
mighty blow. Who knows? It's a mystery. Maybe we'll never know.
Maybe we don't. I don't know. I don't really like naked Mighty Blow and a lineman that much.
I guess this is someone who was going to take Mighty Blow in his first double, and that's where I ended up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's still stuck on 6 SVP, so it could be a while.
Could be a while before he gets anything useful.
Yeah, I think if you roll a double on one of the blitzes, you probably would take Mighty Blow.
But he did take guard on the second one at least, so.
Yeah, I think that's how I would pretty much play it. I think Mighty Blow first double and then guard on all the rest.
Yeah, respect for that. But
Yeah.
fairly decent. And then Sebabear, last but not least, with an actual, I think, 2 development. Yeah. No, Wobbies had 2 development. We missed that. Did we look at Wobbies?
We did look at them. What did they pick up? What's new? I've been away for a couple of weeks, so it's all your fault.
It's all my fault. Tasmanian Devil got...
Oh, yeah, I noticed that he didn't have guard during the match. I should have picked that up.
That's true. So he picked up guard, which is nice.
Yeah, very good.
So he's got guard on 2. He got spotted hyena, I think, on the previous game. And he also
I think he had 2 guard in the game, I remember. Yeah, that sounds right.
And
Who else leveled up?
And then Panther also leveled up to get tackle Mighty Blow, which is nice.
He's now your prime blitzer.
Yep.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah. So that's good. Then back to Sebabear.
He was not taking his level up.
He's not taking his level up. So Tebow, who scored... He scored some TDs, hasn't he?
Well, did he score the last goal of this game? The TD?
He scored 1. I think he might have scored the 1 TD this game.
I can check this out for us.
Let's do that. Well,
I've clicked on the wrong game. All right. He did indeed score a TD and level up.
Yep.
And Guy Dakutan. That's atrocious pronunciation of Fakultain there.
Which of the geese? This gee. This guy.
This guy right here.
That's true. So, no, Tebow was the only one to level up from this game.
Yeah.
And he hasn't taken the level up. We have no idea, but another tackle or...
I mean, you often get leader sometimes on Brett's, but I think it's probably more of a CCL thing. You might get a double. Who knows? Could get dodge, could get sidestep.
Again, I have no idea what to do with Bretts or why they exist as a team.
I couldn't agree more.
All right. So, unfortunately, I managed to ignore the leaderboard last week, but I would have to say most of the coaches are also ignoring the leaderboard and just going for pure damage and SPP, so I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, like I say, I think really the table should be SCP gained, and that's how you
judge the training grounds. But it looks like with a 3-0-1 record, Ambi-Tank is the dark horse that we hadn't predicted is now very much the favorite.
Yeah, and missed a week again, so I don't actually know the final fixtures. So
well, we'll get to that in the next.
I see. Jumping ahead, going off script once again.
Oh my!
Outrageous. But yeah, I was going to say that Rugbar is still in with a shout, as is potentially the Bretonians.
Yeah, well, both Sebabear and Octochicken are two.
It's all theoretically possible.
Yeah, but again, I don't think any. No,
there's no ticket or anything, is there? So
there's no ticket. Yeah. Nobody cares about anything but SPP at this point.
Get 16 vanity passes and lose 8-0.
Exactly. Fine. Perfect game. Yeah, Neb got 14 in the last one.
I mean, Neb the foremost, 14 in a competitive game.
I know,
14 vanity passes.
And still won 3-1.
Yeah, just got to highlight our fellow Union boy there.
Ridiculous.
What a champ.
Ridiculous.
Putting some clapping sound effects.
Oh, I'll add those in. I'll probably forget to add those in. All right, let's conclude then by looking ahead to the next round of fixtures, and we will have Mirtsamsve Joladata and his ramping up elves, the high elves, who will again be at home playing in lowercase stadium against Rebels Official Zoo, the underworld of Ambi-Tank. Predictions here, Lord Blurblord.
I the only other non-rebel Blood Bowl I do is playing against like my family, and my little brother plays Underworld, and I play Elves, and I found they can be pretty hard to beat because they are fast. They can move the ball around and stuff. I think the Underworld could do all right here.
Yeah, I think enemy tank has been super strong. The one thing he's been missing has been tackle, and I think that's.
This is not a great. He's got the diving tackle guy, but it's not the same.
No, exactly.
This is not a great game to
so
not have tackle.
Of course, Claw in this division served him well against Cthulhu Collector, but I think the lack of tackle might. Yeah, a draw there maybe.
Yes, could. Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. And Britannians, the Bretts of Sebabear against Necromantics, not Octo Chicken, but Rugbart's Necro team.
I'm not sure. This one I think could be the most. This is the one I'd be most interested in watching. I think probably.
Yep.
Don't know what that means as a result. I think it will be like the coolest game. But I really can. I struggle to pick a winner. I think. I want to say a draw again.
Yeah, I don't hate a draw. I mean, I would say Sebabear he's been the king of the one die blocks.
He's loving those dauntless rolls this year as well.
Yeah. But so that could. But then again, the Necro now have 2 block flesh golems, so those dauntless rolls are not likely to be as successful as if those were rookie.
Yeah, you can wall them off a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, you'd probably say Necro. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not smart enough.
I'll give it to the Necro.
All right, I'll accept that.
All right.
As you are the host, and I'm a mere co-host.
And then Wabbeasts, Cthulhu Collectors, Orcs against Octo Chickens, Norse. We have some more violence incoming, and I think Cthulhu Collector's luck has got to change, and the level up he's taken with the tackle, the mighty blow. Will we see the end of that runner?
I think the ball might not be picked up in this game.
You'll think the ball will just sit in a corner. There will be a murder ball in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think these are the 2 teams least interested in the ball part of Blood Bowl.
Fair enough. And how many players left on the pitch? So instead of the score, this will be the prediction.
Yeah, I think the Norse will do well. They've got all the block, but they're AV7 and Cthulhu Collector's got a lot of mighty blow. I reckon we could see less than 10 guys by the end of the game between the 2 teams.
All right, I'm gonna go with
full bloodbath.
I'm gonna go with less than 8. So seven players.
Ooh.
7 players or less on the field.
I would love to watch that.
At final. I think this is going to be the game of the season, or the round.
Game of the season in all of Rebel.
In all of Rebel.
The ball will not move. It's all 16 turns.
No one will bother to pick up the ball, and that will be it. All right. So this has been Kanuki and Lord Blurblord.
Hello again, or goodbye.
Or goodbye. I think it's going to be goodbye now. And this has been TGI Wednesday for Training Grounds. I recap. I will try to edit this into something cohesive. It's probably not going to be cohesive.
I'm sure you'll do a great job. Your recaps have been fantastic, and it's an honor to appear on them.
Well, why, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's been an honor having you here. And we'll be back, or I will be back at least. I don't know if I invite this guy back again. For the final round in next week, which will be week 5. And we'll see who gets not into the playoffs or the Challengers Cup because you're playing for development in SPP. And good night and have fun, and we'll see you all guys next week.
Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.